Hey guys, LordOfPondtail here again with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. Today it's part 2 of my series of videos about the specialty sections in the Reign of Chaos menu. So part 2 is going to be about the green menu here, which is all about resource specialization. As you can see, I have spent a few points in resource specialization, so we can have a look at some of the benefits that I'm getting from the points that I've spent. And you can see that the design of this is different to the blue specialization model. This has got 3 arms to it, and then it's got a circle encompassing the outside. And as you can see, there's an additional section here on the bottom right. So we'll do the same process as video part 1, where we just looked at one section at a time. So to start with, we're going to go and look at the top arm here as we go up, and you'll see that this does split off into 3 different arms between the main skills. These first few sections, so the very first section, it's got 3 points to it, and that is going to give you additional experience gained from territory battles. That's for your hero experience. So if you're still building up your heroes up to the maximum level of 50 and you're looking to speed up that process, you could use this north arm to gain more experience each time that you're taking a tile. I've seen some members of my alliance who've got this skill activated. They've been taking as much as 200,000 experience in one tile, so that's going to really speed up. If you were, earlier on in the game and you had that this was a focus for you, trying to increase the experience of your heroes, this would be potentially an option for you, but it's not an option. It's not a common option, if I'm honest with you. You can be just upgrading your bar in your castle, and that's going to increase experience gained by your heroes. And then if we look at the 3 separate sections, so the middle section has this experience gain. On the right hand side, mining technology, this is going to increase the amount of resources that you're gaining from your tiles, and that's again a 3-part that works at 2% each point that you use, up to a maximum of an additional 6% ore and lumber. And on the left hand side, it's again agricultural technology. This is increasing again the resources that you gain from your tiles up to a maximum of 6%. First skill on this arm is training. So as it reads, training on territories, no losses, increases hero experience. Each training takes 10 minutes. Up to a maximum, so there's 5 points to this, and it will reduce down to 5 minutes. This is locked because I haven't obtained it, but if you had obtained this skill, you would need to activate it by going to one of your tiles. So we'll just pop up, I've got a level 9 tile over here. When you select the tile, a Reign of Chaos tile, you're going to get a few different options when it's your own. You'll see on the right hand side, you've got this strategy icon. You can click on there and you'll see that we have strategy training. Train on territories, no losses, gain massive hero XP. You can select that, and if the function was unlocked, it would allow you to do the training. So you would send a legion off and they would train, and the heroes in that legion would gain a lot of hero XP. So that's the benefit of that. Going back into the resource specialization menu, continuing up to the top here, there is this skill resource seller, and the base level would be after the castle is successfully sieged, 100% of the resources will be protected from being plundered. Lasts 24 minutes but has a 24-hour cooldown, and there are 5 levels to this, 5 points that can be spent on this skill. And all that does is the more points you spend, the longer the duration the skill is active for, up to a maximum of 60 minutes. So that does exactly what it says, that if you activate this skill, all your resources will be protected. So that's potentially, you could activate this during kill events at the weekends while you're in a Reign of Chaos season, and that's going to give you a bit of reassurance that if you did have any resources in your castle and you were raiding others, you would definitely have those 100% of those resources protected. Again, to be honest, in terms of a Reign of Chaos season or an Eden season, it's not a skill that people use a lot. And I wouldn't suggest, if you've got limited points, that you're focusing your points in this area. So if we go down now to the bottom left arm, and this first section of skills, as you can see, I've used a couple of points on this, and this is for construction honours. So you can get +3, +6 and +9% honour gain after building or upgrading honour structures. You'll see if you went to an honour structure such as your coalition base camps or your guardian fortress, assault fortress or workshop, and you go into the building detail page, it would show that every time you increase a level on that building, you're going to be gaining a certain amount of honour, and this skill is just going to increase the amount of honour that you receive each time you increase one of those buildings. The increase in honour, of course, the benefit from that is that hopefully you're going to increase your levels here quicker, and you're going to obtain more specialty points, which you'll then be able to use in more different areas and gain more benefits from. There are 3 different strands to this again, and so there's going to be 3 separate sections. So that middle section is the honour gain after building or upgrading honour structures. The bottom section here, so this one, and this one, it's going to reduce the amount of material required for that honour structure upgrading. So that would allow you to potentially, for instance, upgrade your, if you had this activated, it's up to a maximum of 9%, -9% on the material requirement. This is going to let you, for instance, upgrade your coalition base camps quicker. If you do that, your loyalty would increase quicker, and you can then obtain tiles, higher level tiles quicker, which is then going to again have that knock-on effect of being able to produce more materials. Top line here also has the benefit of reducing the structure upgrade costs for both construction materials and military supplies. So my understanding would be that it's probably better to go with this one first, and then if you really want to reduce the cost, you would go with this bottom arm. First skill on this arm, civil engineering. After usage, construction honour gains increase by 50% for 2 hours. 5 levels to this skill again, and that would give a maximum increase of 100% on the honours gained. So if you had this activated, if you had use your points to come down to this skill, you would activate it, and then for the next 2 hours you would have to make sure that you're timing your upgrades on your buildings, because that's what this is effectively doing, is doubling the extra honour that you receive when you upgrade a building. So you have to be very smart with how you do this and time all your buildings to coincide within that 2 hour period. Or of course it only has an 8 hour cooldown, so you could use it 2 or 3 times. You could use it 3 times a day if you're timing it dead on to those 8 hours. So you'd need to use speed ups to coordinate your buildings finishing within the 2 hours that the skill has happened. But I guess if you can use it up to 3 times a day, that's going to be 6 hours where you can kind of time it right. And again, that's going to increase. The more honour you get, the quicker your levels increase. So that's the benefit of that. The last skill at the end of this arm is honour award. Gain a large amount of honour instantly. Higher the total honour structure level, more honour will be gained. Can be used once every 1 day. And this is up to, again, this has 5 levels, and the more levels you activate, the larger the amount of honour you get. So a lot of this arm is about increasing your honour gains. And what I would suggest is, at the start of a season, you're looking to probably maximise you're always looking to get as high loyalty as you can, and part of this arm helps you do that by decreasing the cost of upgrading your buildings. And equally, this middle section is going to give you additional honour when you're doing that. along with then this extra benefits on from these skills of giving you more honor. I would say once you've if you've reached like quite a high tile level and you're happy with that, and you know you're in seasons 1 and 2, then you might want to look at doing a reset on your points from, say, the blue construction area into this area, so that you could maximize the amount of honor that you're gaining from that season. Because the more honor you can gain, the more specialty points that you can develop and receive in those first couple of seasons, the stronger you're going to be in seasons 3, 4 and going into Eden, because the more points you have, the more abilities and benefits you can obtain and use. So that is the bottom left section. Bottom right, this middle column here, which as you can see has got activated, is again an honor buff, and it's going to give you up to 9% extra honor gained from territory battles. So when you're taking tiles, you're going to gain you gain honor every time you take a tile, and this middle row is increasing your increasing your honor gained from taking tiles. That's what that does. The bottom section here is a marching speed buff, so this would increase your marching speed by up to 50% towards territories. This is going to be helpful if you're doing lots of battles in Reign of Chaos and you're needing to take a tile quickly before your opponent. That's going to help give that extra speed. Also, it's a time-saving mechanism as well, of course, because you're constantly taking tiles during Reign of Chaos. If your troops are able to get there quicker, that's going to take less time. And then the top arm is a marching speed buff towards structures. So that would be if you're looking to attack. We all know that quite often in Reign of Chaos there is a defensive structure of tiles, meaning that you can't place your castle close to the enemy's alliance center, and you sometimes have to attack from 100, even 200 kilometers away, depending on how well coordinated that state is with their Reign of Chaos alliance center structure. So if you've got this top green arm activated on this section, that's going to mean that your troops are going to attack those buildings, get there quicker. You can potentially destroy a building and move on to the next one quicker and easier because you've spent points on these sections. Next up, the first skill, Land Reclamation. Exploit territories, 15% reduction of maximum 9 territories within 3-kilometer range, up to a maximum. So I've already used this I've already put 3 points on this, so the minimum level is 7 and the maximum is 10 by the looks of it. Sorry, it will be 11. So what's going to happen with this? So as I say, it's between 7 and 11 territories within a 3-kilometer range. What that means is, if we come out again and go to my level 9 tile here, I can select it, go to strategy, and you'll see at the bottom here there's Land Reclamation. I can select that, and if I send, you do have to send your troops to march to this tile, similar to the training skill, and what will happen is it's going to obtain 15% of the income of other tiles within a 3-kilometer distance of that tile, up to a maximum of whichever amount of tiles it says, depending on how far up the skill you've gone. Again, if I'm honest with you, I personally don't think this is a great skill. Because you have to use a legion to put it in there, and I think it's got a limited time as well. And so you could be using that legion to take tiles, for instance, and increase your scores. And yes, it gives you, it gives you a little bit of a buff in terms of the materials you're generating, but only 15%. And you can save more than that by using the skills on this side, where you can save up to 9%, make it cheaper. So rather than generating more only a little bit more here. You can make it cheaper. It's the same process. You're going to be, all you're thinking about doing is trying to upgrade quicker with the materials that you've got. So this isn't a great skill, if I'm honest with you, and I wouldn't suggest you use points on this arm just to get to this skill. However, the next two skills are interesting. Land development. So this first land development skill has 5 levels again, and as you read here, upgrade a level 5 and below territory cannot exceed the highest current territory level. Up to a maximum of upgrade a level 12 and below territory cannot exceed the highest current territory level. What that means is, again, if you have this skill activated, say I click on this, go strategy, land development. If I had this unlocked and I activated this, again, you have to use a legion to go there to do the skill, but it would upgrade that territory from a level 9 tile to a level 10 tile. So we all know how precious tiles, finding high level tiles can be. This is a skill that actually allows you to increase the levels of tiles. And this first skill is only up to level 12 tiles, as we've shown there. But if you can reach the end of this arm, as you can see here, there's a second land development skill, and this will allow you to upgrade between levels 13 and, if you max it, up to a level 16. Rather than trying to search endlessly for level 14, 15, 16 tiles, which you might be able to find on your maps in those level 4 zones, you can just develop the tiles yourself. And this is, again, because if you've got these higher level tiles, you're going to produce materials quicker. That's going to allow you to upgrade your loyalty through upgrading your buildings, and obviously the other benefits of having your buildings being upgraded in terms of the defense and offensive metrics of it all, and your workshops working quicker. So this, I'd say this land development skill has lots of knock-on effects, but again, this is really the best benefit, most beneficial one, because of it's applicable for the top level tiles. Alright, those are the 3 separate arms of skills on the resource specialization banner, and you'll see that there are also some options on the outside circle here, and so you're going to get more of these various options with the territory honor gain, extra honor from territory battles again. So it's basically similar, the same skills on these inner arms you can obtain on this outside, and there are 3 other skills in between, and these are territory capacity skills. So there's 3 of these, all 3 are the same on the middle section, so that one, this one here, and then the final one in this segment here. What they're going to do is increase your territory cap from between 1 and 5. So if you had all 3 of these maxed, you would be able to use take an additional 15 tiles, and that's where the resource specialization comes in again. If you're able to take an extra 15 additional tiles, that's going to be a significant boost on your total cap that you can use, and the more tiles you have, the more resources you can generate, the more you can recycle your tiles and gain more honor. So these are pretty good skills, but again, you're going to have to use an awful lot of points to get to them and max them. So this would probably be, again, a skill that someone would want to activate if they're very advanced in terms of the number of specialty points that they have. If you've got maybe 80 or 90, this might be something that you'd focus on. But for most of us, I don't think it is. You're going to kind of, like I've said before in this video, you kind of want to focus on these areas that are either giving you honor boosts at certain points in the season, or you're very specific about the points you're using, as you can see here. To be honest, like I've said before, I will do a reset on my points because this is my main account. I don't want to be actually using this skill and I've kind of wasted 3 points on here. I'd rather be using those points, for instance, back in the blue construction speciality to max the additional loyalty that I'm getting from this skill, that would be a better use of my points. So that's part 2 of Reign of Chaos speciality points, and that was the green banner. I'll be covering the 3rd banner, the red banner combat, in the 3rd part of the series. Again, I hope you found this video helpful. There are several different strategies to doing Reign of Chaos. If you're gaining a lot of points and you have the flexibility to move them around because you might have a few resets, specialty resets, as I showed in video 1, then you can look at different ways to use your points. I know lots of players do reset their points at least once or twice a season, so they focus on specific things at specific times. So like I said, initially you're looking to get up those tile levels as quickly as possible, increase your loyalty as quickly as possible, and generate those resources so that you can increase your buildings as quickly as possible to increase that loyalty. So that, I would say, is always kind of the key focus at the start. And then what you do towards the second half of the season, you can focus on, it depends what your alliance is doing and what you need as an individual. But I would say, the honor gains from the green banner option is a good idea if you're looking to get that extra boost so you can increase your levels quicker. So definitely if you're in seasons 1 and 2 and you've worked a lot on the tiles, you should consider doing a reset towards the end, like last few weeks of the season, and potentially be using those options in the resource section so that you can increase your honor more. That's everything for this video, guys. Thank you very much again for watching. I really appreciate all the support you're giving. Please don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell, like, place any comments you have below, and of course share with those other players that you know in the game. I'll be doing part 3 of this series in the next couple of days and uploading to the channel, so I hope you'll find that useful. Obviously, if you do have any other questions about Reign of Chaos, or you'd like me to do videos, I will be doing a series of different videos on Reign of Chaos and trying to get as much content out to you as I can for that, because I know it's a really popular topic amongst everyone. So thanks again, guys, and I'll see you soon.